Ladies and gentleweebs, my fellow flames of amethyst, welcome back to another video. My name is the Amethyst Abrams, and today I have an important question for each and every one of you watching. In your subjective opinion, what is the worst weapon to use in Wuthering Waves? Is it the gauntlets? Is it the broadblade? Is it the guns? Is it the single-handed sword? I don't know what the worst weapon in the game is. My favorite weapon in the game is the gauntlets, followed by the broadblade. But what do you guys think the worst weapon in the game is? We're going to hopefully get a better insight into what could possibly be the worst weapon in the game, because we're going to be reacting today to Rate Up Ratio's one of her latest videos. Guns kinda suck in Wuthering Waves. If you haven't subscribed to Rate Up Ratio, she's a great content creator, really fun to watch. She covers all things gacha, and I'm sure she covers more. But we're going to see what her opinion is on the guns. Apparently, guns kind of suck. They're not my favorite in the game, but I haven't used them enough to give my opinion. But let's see what she has to say. Without further ado, let's begin this.
Guns in Wuthering Waves kinda suck. All
Do
the
they?
gun-wielding debut characters are undoubtedly cool.
Matifi's a beautiful man.
But I can't help but feel that they're being held back by their weapon type.
Okay.
With just a few tweaks here and there, the gun could feel way better. For starters, gun wielders are in an unfortunate position insofar as their basic attacks just can't parry any.
Okay, let me quickly just say something right now. One thing that I can honestly say is that some of the animations, like the colors that the guns, the bullets of the guns have, you know, Matifi's weapons, like the fiery auras around the bullets, and especially when he cast his E, I think they look really nice. However, their basic attacks, just the basic attacks in general, I find kind of boring. I think they're boring. I think the colors are cool. I think some of the colors of the weapons look cool, but I think their basic attacks are kind of boring. But also, apparently, they can't parry anything, which I guess kind of makes sense, because it would be easy, but at the same time, bullets shouldn't be able to parry incoming, physical attacks from enemies. Let's keep watching.
Anything. Of course, this is probably because it would be far too easy to parry things with a gun character. But nevertheless, it is something to consider.
Okay.
But the thing that drives me nuts more than anything else when it comes to gun characters is the aiming mode.
It's mandatory. It's mandatory. There's puzzles out there that require the aiming mode. And I think it's pretty cool. I think it has its uses. Is it useful in combat? Not really, in my opinion. I don't think from what I've seen and what I have played, the aiming doesn't really have any use in much of the combat in the game. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be completely wrong, and people could have been situations where they have used this in combat very efficiently. But for the puzzles, it's useful. Tracking down those little those firefly fairy things that give you 10 astrite is useful, because some of them, if you get too close, they run away. So weapon characters are useful. But yeah, I don't think they're not useful. In combat, though, in my opinion, they kind of suck.
I can't stand the aiming mode. Kuro Games is excellent at designing character movesets, and this applies to gun-wielding characters too, but it feels like they're being held back by a puzzle mechanic. On the bright side...
Okay, she mentions the puzzles. Okay.
You can do silly things with the aiming, like cheesing bosses.
With 5 damage per hit. Cheesing bosses with 5 damage per hit. I mean, hey, whatever floats your boat, I guess.
Very slowly from a distance.
Oh, never mind. 16.
But on the other hand, the aiming attack is pretty weak.
That's more like it. 89 damage. 89% damage from Matifi. That's what we like to see.
It doesn't justify the amount of time it takes.
One thing I will say is that Alto and Matifi, their E's and their ultimate animations are really cool. They look amazing. Their actual animations for their abilities are amazing. But I still think all basic attacks of weapon characters are bland and boring.
To use in combat at all, so it really does just feel like a puzzle gimmick. The problem to me is that since every gun character needs to have this in order to do puzzles, it means that they all feel kind of similar to each other in that one.
I get, yeah, again, it's the same, isn't it? Like, it doesn't matter what weapon character you use, all of the charge up aiming attacks just kind of look the same.
Feel like a puzzle
You know,
gimmick.
look,
The problem to me is that since every
the only thing that changes is the color of the bullets. That's it. That is it. Just the color, just the trace around of the bullet. That's all that changes from what I'm seeing.
gun character needs to have this in order to do puzzles, it means that they all feel kind of similar to each other in that one sense. It means they end up feeling less unique than the other characters who use the same weapon type.
True.
But the real problem, in my opinion, is not that the aiming mode exists, it's that it's activated by holding down basic attack. It's so frustrating to me when I'm playing Chisia and trying to do the heavy attack mid-combo with her.
Like, even these animations, like when I first played the game, and I was playing with Chisia, as obviously she's given to you for free, her basic animations at first, oh, she's putting some swaz on it. She's putting some swaz on it when she's shooting. She's shooting behind her. But I don't... After a while, I just got bored, and I thought the basic attacks were kind of whatever. Because they all of the weapon, the gun basic attacks kind of look mid. I don't think they're flat out dog shit, but I just think they're mid. They're kind of just... They're boring after a while. You know? I can appreciate them for what they are, but it's just my opinion.
But I accidentally mistime it and then enter aiming mode, and then it's just awkward and jarring.
I could imagine that being really jarring. I could imagine that would piss me. That would piss me off. Anyone that knows me, that would piss me right off.
There's never a time in the middle of an intense boss fight where I want to enter aiming mode right next to its face.
Ooh, I can really see where that would... Yeah.
So I propose a solution.
Okay. How to fix it? Okay.
There's already a button to enter aiming mode. It's there on mobile, it's there for mouse and keyboard, it's there for controller.
So the fix is already there. It just depends of what you're playing on.
Would love an option in the menu.
Now, Chisia's E, the minigun mode where she just goes, you know, just constantly fires. I do like that. That's actually quite funny.
Keyboard is there for controller.
I do find it quite fun.
I would love an option in the menu that let me disable aiming mode when...
I can't help but love Chisia's E. It's not even flashy. It's not anything. It's just rapid fire rounds, and it's great.
long pressing basic attack. That way the people who enjoy it could still use it, and the people like me who have skill issues could not be tormented by it. And that way it would still be easy to enter aiming mode for certain puzzles or whatever.
Look at that amazing 5 damage.
What I want to know is, does the aiming mode bother you too? But it's not...
I don't play the characters, so no.
Not all bad. The potential of gun characters has yet to be realized in Wuthering ways.
True.
As of 1.0, there are no 5-star gun-wielding characters. Perhaps...
She's right. She's absolutely right. We could get a very, very, very cool looking 5-star gun character, and they could be like Neo level where they run across the walls and go with the 2 Uzis or something, Jake. But she's right. There could be a 5-star gun wielding character that could be absolutely amazing.
New characters will bring with them some new mechanics.
I hope so.
And some way to ease the pain of the
I hope so.
mode. Chisia, Mortifi, and Alto are great characters, but maybe the more expansive kit of a new 5-star would change my mind completely here.
I think it would. It would probably change my mind as well. You know, I shouldn't really be judging too much, as there's only 3 gun characters, I believe. Only 3 gun type characters in the game. So there's not really much to compare it to. So a 5-star gun character, if they ever release one, would really determine whether, for me, I would ever possibly use a gun character in the future, depending on that first ever gun wielding 5-star.
After all, Kuro Games has already proven time and again that they really know how to do a cool gun kit.
I need to play PGR so much.
Take Lee Hyperreal from PGR, for example. He has some of the most beautifully choreographed shooting animation.
And then you get moves like that on PGR. What the hell? I know it's Chiss years old, but this had Chiss years old has nothing on this.
He has some of the most beautifully choreographed shooting. And
That just looks like a skill or a charged attack. Jesus Christ, that looks amazing.
animations that I've ever seen, and I really look forward to whoever in Wuthering Waves picks up this
Wow,
torch.
that looks really.
Cease your existence at the end of time.
That's so good.
If this guy standing next to Mortefi is Shangli Yao, the automaton expert, maybe it'll even be him. That said, everything else the gun-wielding core stars can
No,
do is
I believe
kinda
he's a
awesome.
gauntlet
The way
character.
Chisia can slide or get trigger-happy with her guns
I
feels really
believe he's a gauntlet character from what I've seen.
satisfying. And her Resonance Liberation really packs a punch.
I'm sorry, but the person I just saw from PGR makes this look pathetic. But then again, 5-star gun character could just change that completely in this game, so
Mortefi's draconic attacks feel so flashy compared to
that's what I mean. Like these look really cool. These look really cool because, but then again, it's because of the abilities that come with it. If it's just a basic attack, it's boring. If you add something to it, like the ability or the ultimate, then yeah. But even then, it's just. Ugh. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of gun characters.
and really emphasizes his struggle with anger, and also can even use his resonance skill for movement, which is
I hate Alto.
pretty cool, and a really nice way to travel around the world, especially if he's picked up a few wave bands. I do think it's a bit of a shame to have puzzle-solving mechanics built right into your kit. Wuthering Waves is generally really good about not needing specific characters to do overworld things, and I love that. I love getting
The fact that you could just literally sit there with Chisia, if you build your Chisia to the max and just hold E and just rapid fire Uzi it up on the boss.
to use whoever I want, and it's such a pain whenever I have to bring out a shooter. I wish instead that we had a utility that acted as the
A weapons utility for guns would be good. I think that'd be very useful to have utility. And I agree with what she was saying as well. I hate having to constantly adjust my team to have a weapons character, a gun weapon character to complete certain puzzles. It's so tedious.
aiming mode of a gun. That way, gun characters would be free to do whatever they want, and you wouldn't have to keep certain characters in your party for exploration.
True.
Everyone wants to use their favorites, right?
Correct.
And that's really what it comes down to. In a game with such an expansive world that gives you this sense of freedom, not being able to use your favorites at all time when exploring feels limiting. In fact, I'd say my favorite time to use gun-wielding characters for exploration is when the game isn't forcing me to.
Yeah, fair enough. If you people that genuinely like these characters, you know you know they're having a great time with these characters. People that love Chisia, Motifi, and Alto and use them on the main team and actually go and explore with these characters because they want to, they're gonna have way more fun. But all the points that Rate Up Ratio has said, I agree with. I think she's actually on the nose of all of the pros and cons of the guns and the improvements that could be made.
For example, saving some time in those puzzles where you hit the dummies. The opposite can be said too. I love encountering any shooting puzzle that doesn't actually require me to shoot at it.
You can complete it with Dreamless. Jesus.
If I can take out
Noted.
all those targets with Dreamless, I'm happy. And it's that choice that makes exploration magical. That's what I'd love to see Kuro Games lean into in the future. Well, I'd
Why'd you just let Changli get bodied like that? What the fuck? Come on. Disappointing.
be happy enough if heavy attack wasn't an aim, or at least it could be disabled. I'd be pretty curious to hear from some gun character mains, if you think they're already perfect or not, or if maybe any of these changes would be helpful to you too.
They wouldn't be helpful to me because I have no intention of using gun characters, but for any gun wielding characters out there, let me know what you think of what Rate Up's saying, because I agree with a lot, if not, I'd say 90% of what she's saying. You know, I think all of her points are on the nose, pros and cons.
But there are so many tricks to learn in Wuthering Waves, including some ways to deal massive damage to red aura enemies at any level. And to find out how, you'll have to watch
I've seen that video before. It was a very good video. Good video. Good video indeed. Well done. Well done. Well done, Rate Up. Well done. I'm a fan. Let me know what you guys think of the gun characters in Wuthering Waves, and let me know what you guys think is let me know what your favorite weapon is in Wuthering Waves, whether it be the gauntlets, the broad blade, maybe it is the guns. Maybe if the guns are your favorite your weapon types, let me know down below in the comments. I'd be honored to hear your opinion and your thoughts. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, everyone.